Hi, I'm Adele, the director for the Ling space, and I just got back from Minneapolis, where I spent a few days at NerdCon Stories, which was this fantastic event that was about stories and storytelling, and I got to reconnect with some old friends, got to make some new friends, and I asked people I met, what is their favorite word?
All right, so I think probably my favorite word, or at least the word that I always remember, is the word macerate, which is to soften by soaking. And it was a word that I ran into when I was prepping for my GREs, and I didn't know what it meant. And then when I looked it up, I was like, what the f***? Why would anybody use this word? It was a long time before I started soaking mushrooms for dried mushrooms for cooking. But anyway, macerate was the word. Later on, because that word had frustrated me so much during my GRE prep, I ended up using it in a short story. We were asked to write stories that were based on single words, and I chose the word macerate. And so I wrote a story called Softer, which is all about a man who murders his wife and then leaves her soaking in the bathtub.
Okay, I'm a poet, like I just said, so this is like asking me to choose my favorite child, and they're all my children. I love so many words. I'm gonna just say for right now, one of the many, many words I love is surreptitious for the sound. And it sounds sneaky, just like it is.
My favorite word is kintsugi. It's a Japanese word that refers to golden joinery, which is a particular type of basically ceramics repair that they do in Japan. And the thing about it is that they don't try and hide the breaks. They will use gold, silver, or platinum powder, either mix it in with the adhesive or apply it afterward. So the lines of the breaks are all highlighted and they're shown. And the concept behind it is that the breaks that you get in life are part of what make you beautiful, and you repair yourself afterward, and you are more beautiful for the experience of having been broken.
Well, see, I think because I'm a writer, I don't have a favorite word, because it's the sort of thing where you have to be friendly with all of them, because you never know when you're going to need even the most slight and tiny word, and you don't want to have them turned against you at that point, you know? So I won't name a favorite. I do have a least favorite, and that is slacks. Something about it just sounds, 70s and strangely sexual.
My favorite word, or pretty far up there, would have to be nusuth, which is a word in the fictional Gathenian language from Ursula K. Le Guin's 60s feminist science fiction classic, The Left Hand of Darkness. In the language, it translates literally to no matter, which in the context of the story refers to a way of life, a philosophical way of thinking that just means to cast your worries aside, to focus on the matter at hand and not all the stuff surrounding it. And I think in the context of the work and its themes, I think it's good to think about what it means when certain concepts aren't a necessity, like you're taught to think that they have always been, when it comes to Left Hand of Darkness, I think mostly gender, or certain sexualities. And that's a philosophy that I've taken in the things I write about and who I choose to write about. I like to think about what the social and character consequences are when a certain aspect of society or technology or whatever no longer applies or doesn't have to apply. And I love exploring the consequences of that massive shift, whether it's in technology, social change, what have you. I love thinking about what can happen if you just stop considering this component. It also has a nihilistic aspect that I find really satisfying, and not in a sad, depressing, oh, nothing matters, but in a there's an image online of like this cool 90s radical dude with a thumbs up, and it's paired with the phrase, nothing matters, and I like thinking about that sometimes. So yeah, that's the meaning that I get from Nisuth in the Karhaidish language from The Left Hand of Darkness.